Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Business Talk with Ivan, and today I am joined by a fellow business owner, Irene, who is based in Chester, and we are now going to hear her story. Good morning, Irene, how are you?
Good morning, I am absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I'm really good this morning. It's quite exciting at the moment. All the leaves are falling off the trees. That fresh air smell going on. It's fantastic. I love it.
And it's dry as well for now.
It's not raining. Bonus.
Yeah, for the next, I don't know, about 6 or 8 hours, I think. I've got a feeling we're due to get a bit wet later.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. I really do appreciate it. And I'm really keen that people get to find out a little bit about you. So my first question really is, tell me about Irene before you got involved in this business. What's been your journey into this business?
Gosh, wow, such a big question. Where do I start? Well, prior to doing the business, I had worked in radio. So I was a radio presenter for 19 years. And what happened was I put off having children till I was kind of around about 31. And then my husband had a fantastic job. He was a mortgage advisor. So we thought, brilliant, he can earn a great income, I can stay at home with the children. And to be honest with you, I'd worked hard my entire life. I'd worked from the age of 10. I used to do a milk round before I went to school. So I was quite looking forward to being the stay-at-home mum and not working for a change. But then the marketplace crashed. So he got made redundant. And to put it politely, we were in a really bad place, and because I'd had my children so close together, there was only a 14-month gap. I wasn't able to go out and work a normal job, or I couldn't go back into radio because that I was in radio you can't really you're there with the public's demands and stuff. So I then started being open-minded and looking at how I could work from home to be flexible around the children, and that was when I became an entrepreneur. That was way back, 10 years ago. And it was awesome. I built incredibly successful businesses from home. I even then went on to write a book, and
number one selling book, I think we should say. And
it was fantastic. However, the big kind of thing for me happened not long before I started this business. Was I had pneumonia, and for 3 months I couldn't talk, and obviously my businesses depended on me talking and being belly to belly with people, physical. I was a coach. I still am a coach. I was doing things for my book. With my other business, it involved a lot of doing events and product launches and contacting people daily. It consumed all your time. And I sat in bed thinking, I'm 42. I'm not getting any older. And I had a car crash as well many years ago, which broke both my knees.
Oh my God.
It's the reason why I wrote my book. But because of that, they always told me that I would get arthritis at a young age, and touch would have been fine. However, I was lying in bed thinking, right, I've got no voice. I am poorly. I am getting older. What would I do if I recovered from pneumonia quite quickly? Because I'm very much into mind over matter. But I thought, what if I didn't? What could I do? And that was when I came across this business, and the fact that it was 90% automated, I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. There's my solution. Because if anything, I knew I could build the business from my phone, no matter where I was. And so that was it really. But
so how did you find out about business then? So did you see some ad somewhere? Did you?
Yeah, I did. So basically, when I had pneumonia, I was lying in bed, scrolling through Facebook, as you do, as everybody does.
Everybody does, yeah.
And I seen this advert about having, your own digital business, 90% automated. And my first assumption, because I'd worked very hard in another business, is that you have to work non-stop 24 hours a day, incredibly hard to have any form of success. Yeah. So when I seen there was a 90% automated system, I thought, well, that'll be too good to be true, but hey. And then I literally watched it about 6 times. I watched replays and everything because I was so excited. And I was like, there's got to be a catch here.
I know, it's too good. It feels like it's too good to be true, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and that was it really. And then obviously the training that we get is free. The first initial lot of training is free, and then you have the option to be able to buy in for $149, which is refundable. So it was in my head, I was like, well, do you know what? I'm going to check all this out, and if not, I'll get a refund. And I actually think I was probably 99% initially thinking I'll get a refund, but no, once I'd seen it, I was like, this is unbelievable. I'm in. I'm totally in, and that was it, really.
Yeah. No, and my journey was very, very similar. So, like you, I clicked on an ad, and I was like, is it again too good to be true? You know, and I thought, you know what, it worked out about at the time 80, 90 quid. I thought, just do it, pay it. What have you got to lose, right? Yeah. And find out. But then once you get in, once you're on the other side, I was like, oh, okay. So, right, okay, I get this. Yeah. I got physically excited. I got butterflies in my stomach, you know what I mean? Really
I was, we do 2 live workshops, don't we, a week?
Yeah.
I was up every night watching them. I was like watching replays, watching the live ones, because you literally hear from thousands of people.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so that it was just a no-brainer for me, because because for me, in my personal experience, I understood what it takes to build a brick and mortar business, and the feet to the ground, and the promoting and the marketing, and all the phone call and everything else, that it was like, hold on, this can't be right. They can't, 90% can't be done for us. And it kind of blew my mind, really.
Okay. So you joined, and then you had your Facebook page, or you've got your Facebook page you set up. So I was looking at that earlier, and it's very much around kind of positivity and inspiration, isn't it? So is that the message of the page that you're trying to convey?
Well, so to cut a long story short, going back 15 years ago, I had what many people will call a wake up experience, or if you want to call it enlightenment. And it came after a near-death experience with my car crash, where I broke my ribs, broke my legs, and I couldn't walk or work for over a year and a half actually. And as a result of that, I became qualified in all alternative therapies. So like diet, I'm a nutritionalist, I'm a holistic therapist, I do aromatherapy, Indian head massage, bioenergy healing, NLP, EFT. So I very much, after that experience, became somebody that was very much about improving myself to help improve others. And I believe no matter who you are, what background you're from, you can achieve anything you want in life. So my big inspiration is to help other people, no matter where they're at in life. And so that's what I do. I am a coach, a qualified coach, and I do coaching, I do public talks and all sorts of things. So this business sat perfectly with me because of everything that we do. It just because I never believe you should have all your eggs in one basket, right? You should always have, in this day and age with the internet, everybody should be having, if you've got a job, you should have a multiple stream of income anyway on the side. You should have a hustle, whatever you want to call it, because you're never guaranteed your job. So I always think, you should be prepared.
Yeah, no, I get it. So when you joined, you got your page and everything was set up. Obviously, the training that comes with this business is incredible, really, isn't it? And I found it so incredibly easy. How did you find going through the training in the process of going from start to being out there and live?
Well, I overwhelm myself. So like, I'm one of these people, I just want to do it all yesterday. So when I first started, instead of actually following the training step by step, which I did do, but I did it in one day. I was excited. I was like, right, let's go. And so I overwhelmed myself. Yeah. I found it very easy to follow because I'm not tech savvy, and that's why I think I overwhelmed myself, because hold on a minute, I can do this. So I was like, next, and then it was, I was like, hold on, there's no race here, Irene. Get it done in your own time. And I was up and running pretty quickly, to be honest with you, within a couple of weeks.
Okay, no, that's really. I think my journey was not like that. I did take a little bit longer. Do you know what I mean? It's quite interesting that you can actually do it, and if you have got that mindset, you can move as fast as you want to move, can't you? You're not restricted.
Yes.
No one's holding you back. You
No.
can go as far forward as you want to, as quick as you want to as well. Okay. So you're up and running. You then, obviously, the business, you started running the business. Now how long have you been running this business for then? How long have you been
I think it's nearly about a year that I've been actually in, building the business. So yeah.
So so now that you've got a year's worth of experience under your belt, why should people believe in this business then? So, you've been doing it a year, you know exactly what's going on. Tell me why people should believe in it.
Well, because it works, for starters. I mean, I'm proof of that. I was earning quite well within a couple of months. I'd replaced an average full-time income that people would have. And it's difficult when you're talking about money, because you don't want to sound like a show off, but it surpassed anything I've ever done before, let's put it that way, in earning potential. But why should somebody do it? Is because, one, the internet is taking over. You have currently got, I think it's 2.7 billion users on Facebook. There are that many of the population being online. So if you've got a business, it needs to be done on Facebook. But not only that, you can, like here in the UK, we've seen the biggest brands shutting down, and they're shutting down because the competition's too much for them, because everything is going online. So I actually think it's a necessity. If you're below the age of 60, or even, I think you have to, because there's so many jobs being replaced out there, so many people being made redundant. We are in the technical age now. That's as simple as it is, whether people like it or not. It's happening, and you can either get left behind or become part of it. So for me, it was a necessity to understand. But more importantly, if you were to try and do what our system does on your own, trust me, I tried for 4 years prior. It's absolutely, it's so hard. So when you come into this, it's a system that works, and the only variable is you and me, and the time and effort that we put into it. That's as simple as it is. So I like it, because I think there's no excuses with it. You see, if it works if you work. Simple.
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it. So when you look back to Irene 12 months ago in Irene now, how's it changed you, do you think, being involved in this business?
Wow. Gosh, so many ways. Financially, absolutely fantastic, incredible, brilliant. I do this business and I work around my children. That's it, and I do my coaching and different things out of wanting to. So what has it given me? It's enabled me to continue pursuing my passion every day, which is helping other people. It's continued my passion of spending close time with my family and my children. My mum and dad aren't getting any younger. My priority is always to be there for them. And I see my mum and dad every single day, right? I'll take them out for lunch or go in. So it's given me that precious time. It's also made me incredibly grateful and recognise myself how much I used to do, like so much hard work, and how much is now done for me. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, this, it's like a walk in the park. There are challenges, but for me personally, in comparison to my definition of working hard, which is like a 16-hour shift on my feet all day, to now doing an hour a day or 2 or 3, this is nothing in comparison. So it's given me that ease in life. It's just made my life what I want it to be, which is more just doing everything that I want to do, really.
Yeah, no, I get that, and that makes perfect sense. And it's, when I look back at, because my journey started around July time, so it's about 4 or 5 months for me.
Oh, okay, so brilliant.
I'm a lot newer than you, but it's been such a ride, and I think, already after such a short period of time, I'm seeing benefits. Me and my partner, we're seeing the benefits of this business. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Personally, the growth and the development, what I've learned is just incredible, absolutely incredible. And it's it makes you a better person. I know that sounds really corny and cheesy to say, but I am a better person now than I was in July, and I can't really say it any better than that. Do you know what I mean? I really do feel that. I think like you've just said, for me, I'm hat clappy anyway, and my always intent is to help other people. But the community that we have is just impossible to
be down or negative. It's a community of people that don't make excuses. They take responsibility for their lives. They don't see problems, they find solutions, and that's the sort of people I want to work with and help. Because I'm a big believer, nothing changes if nothing changes, and if you want change, the only person that can do it is you. And here's an opportunity that you can run with or not. But a lot of time in the world, you'll find people that will make excuses why they can't do things. And so if there was anything easier out there to do, this is one of the easiest options as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely, absolutely. When I think about kind of what I call the 3 USPs of this business, for me, it'd be the 90% automated, the fact it's 90% automated.
Yes.
Right? So like, what does that mean? That actually means that you don't have to go somewhere and physically plonk yourself at a desk or in a factory or in a hospital or in an office, whatever that may be, and do something. You can do it from wherever you are in the world. And in your case, you can do it from, I guess, from your bed, whilst you're recovering and recuperating.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one, isn't it? I mean, that's incredible, isn't it?
That was the biggie for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the other one would be the fact that the community and the support is there. So the team that we've talked about this, the team is incredible. The support that's out there, we have access to a team of 32,000 and growing people. You can message at any point in time to ask a question. They'll be there to guide us and answer those questions and support you as you're going through that journey. And that's a constant, isn't it? And I do not believe there is anywhere else out there, there's any other business opportunity that offers that. I really don't. You've been around a lot longer than I. Do you think anything like that exists elsewhere?
No, and that's why I chose it. I'll often speak to people and they'll say, why this? And I'm like, because you don't realize how this system is completely different to anything else like that. Like you just said, previously I had an incredibly successful business, but I was out selling products. I was making phone calls into cold market. I was, and I'm not knocking any of that. I'm not knocking it at all, but that's not what I don't want to be. Cold marketing people in, like, knocking on doors or selling products to friends and family or doing events. And I just didn't want that now. And so for me, the fact that everything is done for us, literally down to coaching calls and everything, it was like, this is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. And I've researched a heck of a lot of businesses. And yourself, like most franchises out there fail within around about 85% of them fail within the first 5 years. And yet people have invested, 10,000 and above into these businesses and worked for nothing. And so when I seen this, it was literally like a no-brainer for me.
No, I amen, and I agree completely.
I talk a lot. You can tell I'm passionate.
I know, but I think that's great. That's exactly that's what this business is about. It brings it out in you, doesn't it? It's like it feels like my little baby that I'm looking after and I'm nurturing and growing. That's what it feels like. But the other biggie for me, I think, is that what you touched on earlier in that insecurity aspect. So in having that secondary alternative income stream, so that's really resonated with me, actually. And I hadn't thought about it in that way, but unconsciously, clearly I must have done. But you're right, everything is moving online. Things are closing, aren't they? So it does make complete sense.
I just think it's an absolute necessity, and for me, I'm educating my children on it. They understand what they do. They're only 10 and 11, but they are aware. I mean, I went to high school with my daughter not so long ago, and when I was in her business technology class to have a look round, I said to them, do you predict, like they say, that 80% of businesses will be online in the next 5 to 10 years? And she said no. And I went, oh, okay. She goes, I predict in the next 5 years. And I was like, wow, okay. She goes, we are now starting to integrate and, teach children how to be working online and build businesses. And I think if you've got a job, this is only my personal opinion, you've got a boss. They don't care at the end of the day. They're doing what they've got to do. They're in it to make money. They can fire you at the blink of an eye. They can do what they like. So I personally feel no matter who you are, everybody should have a fallback plan, because when you have a business like ours, if you've got a job and something happens, you're okay. You've already built a business that's a pension or whatever you want to do with it, so you're safe. And I know that because I see it because of the industry I worked in, the media. I seen shops shutting down, people losing jobs left, right and centre. And so it was like, whoa, and they'd be sacked because the company can't pay them anymore. What can they do? But if they've not got something to move on to.
Yeah, no, I get it. And it's I was in exactly that situation. So at the same time as your husband, so I work in financial services as well. So back in 2009, I was made redundant, and it came out of the blue. And
that was him then.
Exactly. And I was left in a situation like, what happens now? And it took me nearly 12 months to get a new job, and it used up all the kind of savings that we had was used to support us during that period of time, But if I look back, if I'd have been in this place with this business, then that pressure wouldn't have existed, and it's absolutely the right thing to do now, to put that in place, to put that building block in place so that you are protected in future.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head. When my husband got redundant, it was a matter of, and he was trying to look for a job. And at the time we weren't working, we were spiraling into debt. And I'm like, just take anything, go and work in McDonald's. He became a carer, which was so far away from what he was used to doing. But when you need to put bread and butter on the table, you do what it takes. And so that was when I made that conscious decision. I will do what it takes so we are never in this position again. I will, and that's why I have done and ran businesses from home and been an entrepreneur for the past 10 years. So for me, when I came across this, it was like, this is mind blowing. This is just another fantastic string to my bow. It's our pension, it's our retirement, it's everything really.
It is everything. That is a good way of saying it, really. So we have a webinar, don't we? So we tell people about this business. We do it live twice a week.
Yeah.
They run kind of basically Tuesday to Friday, depending upon time zone, whereabouts you are in the world. Why should people watch the webinar?
Well, they need to watch it. And the reason, I know that's straight to the point, but if you, like I was just saying, everything is changing. In the webinar, the free webinar that we do, it explains how and why everything is going online. Your eyes will be open to understanding why so many people are online and what the future holds for us. I think actually, regardless if they do the business or not, they should watch the webinar because it will show them where the world is going. Because I guarantee you in the next 5 to 10 years, most people will be trying to do what we're already doing. So I think for educational purposes, so you know what's going on in the world for starters. 2, it's free. You're going to hear from so many people from so many different countries and different personalities and backgrounds, introverts and extroverts. And you get to ask questions and absorb all that information. And then if you decide you want to take a peek right behind the curtains, not only do you get that free webinar, you can literally pay that $149 and have it refunded if it's not for you. That's as simple as it is. So everything is free. So it'd be silly not to watch it or look at it. If you're looking for a change, if you've decided you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you need that plan B, or you're, or whatever it might be, most people at the moment, it's not necessarily more money people want, it's more time people want. So to get more time, more often than not, you need more money. So if you're looking for more money, then, it's a definite
It's a no-brainer,
option.
It's a no-brainer. And as you say, it's risk-free. So why not go in there and find out all about it, Excellent. So there you have it, everybody. That's another authentic, real, open and honest conversation with my fellow business partner, Irene. So I hope that you have enjoyed that interview. Irene, I'd like to say thank you to you for your time this morning. It is absolutely beyond appreciated. I am so thrilled that you took time out of a massively busy day for you to speak to me. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much for having me. And I will look forward to meeting up with you soon in Manchester.
So until next time, we'll say goodbye and I'll say thank you very much, Irene. See you later.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.